Hello viewers, Super GT here. I'm back with some more league racing. So it's been a while since we've done some proper league racing, mainly because this game is, as we know, very temperamental online. But we are here now with the Delta Online Racing Porsche Club Championship. So it's a support series for Tourer. I thought I'd give it a go, just something casual to jump into and have a bit of a blast with. So driving the Porsche Cayman here, I'm going to get going on 4 minutes exactly on the top right, which is now. Now, you can see here I'm going to get a really good start compared to everyone else. I went through it frame by frame to see exactly when I started, and I started exactly on 4 minutes. So, you know, just absolutely amazing reaction times here, lads. No cheating at all. And we're going to get bumps from behind, nothing too bad though. In fact, it probably helps me. There's a bit of an incident on the inside, and actually gives me the outside, or now the inside line for the left-hander here against Finbar, up into 9th place. And that is an amazing start so far, really good. Going up the hill. The reason I was starting at the back is because I just didn't check the time properly and I missed qualifying. I wasn't right at the back of the grid. A couple of guys were supposed to go past me because I was meant to be last, but they didn't for some reason. And then, yes, I started about 19th out of 22. Up the inside of the other Porsche. So a range of Porsches on offer. You can use, I think, it's about 6 different ones, but most people opting for the Cayman seems to be the most well-rounded one out of the 6. So up into 8th position, this is Catalunya National. I'm fairly familiar with this circuit from doing so many laps around here for Forza Racing Championship a couple of months ago. So what we're going to do here, one mandatory pit stop. So I'm going to jump in here into the pit lane and take my pit stop now. So then on the exit of the pit lane, we're just behind ACR Surprise here. Now the reason you go in early really is just to avoid all the traffic. So I mean I was starting at the back of the pack. I had to get through and overtake one of people. We can kind of avoid that here. ACR Surprise, we did a little bit of a practice session together. He's quick. We were fairly evenly paced. So this is no bad thing to be behind him. We can kind of do some good laps together and perhaps try to overtake people who go into the pit lane later. The curbs here, fairly nasty. You can see through this chicane here, it looks like there's a lot of cutting, but as long as you keep 2 wheels on the curb, the game registers that as clean, so that's why you're going to see what looks like a lot of cutting, but it actually isn't, by the game standard at least. But yeah, I thought I'd just jump into this kind of season again, or this kind of series. The Super Trofeo that I started a couple of months ago kind of fizzled out. I'm not sure when that's going to return, perhaps next year, early 2018, we'll have to see on that. Very close to the curve through there. I didn't do too much practice for this, only about half an hour's worth, maybe 20 laps or so. I got down to about a 1:16.6, which was my best. Lapping low 1:17s is decent if you can do that consistently. It's quite a tricky circuit to master. There's lots of places where you can go wrong. The 2 chicanes mainly are really difficult to get right. You see they're just missing the apex through there. Surprise is a quick guy, it's not easy to get past him at all. So going through the long right at the top of the hill, this one's not too bad. You have to extend the exit, just watch out for the curb on the left. This one is really difficult to master. You do have to take a lot of curb. So that there looked like cutting, but 2 wheels were on the curb. Into the hairpin, down a couple of gears into 2nd, grazing the curb on the inside. And then you have that tyre wall on this apex here. It's very difficult to get that one exactly right. You have to be very brave and very committed through there. And then the final sector of the circuit, very difficult. It is a quite difficult track to get right. Coming down through the 90-degree right into the new section, and then the curb. At least this curb, I mean in Forza 6 it sometimes was an absolute lottery going through there, but thankfully on this one it's not too bad. You can actually get a consistent lap time. Consistent laps through that section. So up into 12th position now, still or 11th now. Plenty of people still to pit, so there is opportunities to still gain positions. Of course, we were up until about 8th when we went into the pit lane, so I think at least 3 more are going to pit. We'll have to see exactly. So it's only a 9-lap race. Lap 1 was just a formation lap, so that doesn't count. It was originally scheduled to be a 17-lap race, which would have been a bit nicer, but this, as I said, is a support series for Tourer. so it has to be complete within an hour. So we were running a bit behind schedule, so we had to shorten the race. It's only 10 laps, but it's still a decent length, and it's still a race where you can have a lot of fun. So still behind Surprise. I mean, he's not really holding me up. I'm just basically, we're lapping at the same pace. I don't think I'd necessarily go quicker if I went past him. So we're kind of working together here. He's not really going defensive, which is good. He understands that we'll just lose time if we do that. So he's just putting in the laps. I'm just trying to follow him. And then the race we're really having is against people who are coming out of the pit lane. So we're going to come down the pit straight here. And there are a couple of people in the pits right now who are going to be coming out. So we're going to have to see exactly how this one pans out. We're looking to the right hand side. There are a couple of cars. There is one car parked up. That's just a safety car. Don't have to worry about that. That's RBM Yachts. So Ali of YMTV Racing there in the red car. So 2 positions ahead in 6th place. I'm in 8th now. So a couple of positions gained via the pit stops. So I've got a bit of a gap behind. I don't really have to focus too much on people behind me. But we've got a nice 3-way battle developing here for 6th place. We might be able to gain some more. Just carry far too much speed through there. That was a cut, but I lost speed. Luckily though, Surprise, getting caught by surprise, I guess, through that chicane, down a position. So I'm up into 7th now. I'm going to try to put some pressure onto RBM Yachts if I can. Try and get past him early doors if possible. It's been a good race so far. Started towards the back, made the most of those lightning reactions off the line, overtook quite a lot of people very early. I think that was crucial, really, to doing well in this race. Not the best line for that chicane, a little bit wide on the exit, and not the best run through that final sector at all. You can see the Yachts actually pulled out a couple of car lengths on me there. So down onto the main straight, onto lap number 7. So 4 remaining in the race. So about 5 minutes left to go to try to get any more positions. Into the first corner, nice and late on the brakes. You kind of go deep into this one and then cut back for that second apex. That's kind of the best line. I was a bit hesitant through there, got a bit of oversteer and corrected it. Put me off of the optimum line. Not the best run for that first sector, and you can see that Surprise is all over the back of me as we go over the kink towards the right. Watch out for that curve, it can really mess you up if you get it wrong. Not the best line through there at all, but it's decent. It looks like Surprise is going to go for the move. I've seen him in the corner. I'm just going to really squeeze in them as much as I can. As much as is legal, really. I gave him some space, but not too much to deal with. And I was luckily enough able to kind of defend that one around the outside. So keeping 7th. Now wasn't a good lap at all. Really not a good lap. I was kind of, I don't know, I just didn't feel completely fresh into the chicane, and I just hit the tyre wall. You see there, something was quite wrong with the way I was driving. I wasn't just as fresh as I normally would be. I don't know, I guess it's just the lack of proper league racing. I haven't done it in a while. But anyway, it's a good race so far. Surprise actually making a mistake. It's been a bad lap for both of us because we just slowed each other right down. And you can see here, slotting in just behind Yachts, Ali, is GTR Warwick. So now this battle for 5th place turns into a 4-way dice. So at least there is a battle here, it's good. We have just over 2 laps remaining, so about 2.5 laps remaining to the end. Not long to go. Watching out for that curve there. I'm going to try to catch up to the back of this pair and perhaps do some damage. Not literally, I just mean in positions, of course. Into the hairpin. Yachts has gone defensive. He had a poor line through the first chicane, so that's going to help me to close right up to the back of them. They're going 2x2 through there. That is going to slow them right down. You can see how much I've gained on this lap. Maybe a second or a second and a half. Onto the back of them with 2 laps to go. How is this one going to end up? I'm in 7th at the moment. It's been a good race so far. A couple of mistakes thrown in there, but we could go a couple of positions better here. No more pit stops between us. We're going straight to the end from here. So behind Warwick, out of the final corner, we're going to tuck into that slipstream the best we can. So 4 of us here, very close to each other, nose to tail, as we go into the first corner. Looking for the flags on the right hand side, braking pretty much when the second to last one appears or disappears from my view. I'm going to go very wide here. It's actually a good line, that, because you go defensive into the second corner. if people are going to go to the right hand side, that's good. I actually take, as a result, actually a poor line into there. We're going to have to go 2 by 2 through here, and it's a really good move from Surprise, and I just back out there. I don't really fancy going through there side by side, and Warwick's made a big error going through the chicane. So a great little run there for Surprise, up 2. I've gone up 1 and then back down 1, so I'm still in 6th place. Ali here in 5th place, or sorry, in 4th place now, doing well to hang on. I mean, he admitted to himself that his pace wasn't the best, but he's driving consistently. He's doing enough to keep in that 4th place. But we're in 6th now. That's good. Let's see if we can perhaps gain 1 more. What we need really is Surprise to start putting pressure onto Ali, and then that will kind of slow them down, as it did a couple of laps ago. So let's see how this one will transpire. 1 lap to go. It's been a good race so far. Crossing the line, 15 minutes has passed. We've got 1 lap remaining. It's about 1 minute and 17 seconds left to go. Into the first corner. We also have 3rd place just up ahead as well. Even 1st and 2nd are just around this left-hand corner here. So the race wasn't too spread between the top 7 or 8. It was actually quite good. So going up the hill, taking the curb on the entry, taking the curb on the inside. That's actually a good line, but on the exit just carried far too much speed through there. That's going to put me under pressure now from Warwick to the end. There's no chance of 4th or 5th unless they smash each other off or something. Go semi-defensive into the hairpin. A bit of contact from behind, but I didn't really notice it, to be honest. Up the hill, kink to the left, very close to the wall, as brave as we can be. I'm just going to take a really, really shallow line just to make sure he can't get on my inside. It's going to be a defensive job here to the end. Just a couple of corners left in the race. Coming into the chicane, his last realistic overtaking opportunity. I go defensive. He opts out of overtaking through the chicane. Took that quite nicely. Into the final corner, we're going to come through, take a nice apex. It's going to be a 6th place. So it might have been a bit better. I made a couple of mistakes there. Wasn't completely fresh in league racing. I don't know, it just felt a little bit pressured for some reason. There wasn't much riding on it, but just didn't drive as well as I might have done. But still, 6th place, and it was a good recovery from the back of the pack, or towards the back of the pack. And it was a nice little bit of racing there. So I really enjoyed that, actually. If you'd like to sign up, I mean, Delta Online Racing, it'll be in the description below. So it's just a nice way to get some actual proper racing with people who aren't just going to smash you off every 2 seconds. We all know most hoppers, most of the people, aren't always great. So it's good in this kind of hopper just to have some actual proper racing, and most of it is very respectful and very good indeed. I did enjoy that race despite the mistakes I made, but you always learn from league racing. I think league racing is one of the best ways to improve, because you're racing against people who are better than you normally, and you kind of get sucked along at their pace. You kind of get quicker just by racing against them. It's a very good way of improving. I'd definitely recommend it. It's something that I started maybe a year or 2 ago, and I've got a lot better since doing it. But there we go, guys. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, check out Delta Online Racing if you'd like to have a go. And there's plenty of other leagues out there too. That'll be it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. As always, do hit that like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe for plenty more. Oh, and one last thing. The fact that you can get lights on the cars at the top. Look at that safety car behind me. That is absolutely brilliant. I didn't even know that before, but that's pretty cool. But yeah, cheers guys. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.